On New Year's Eve, CNN expected to be toasted by a comedian, but instead they were roasted live on air, made fun of because nobody is there watching CNN anymore. It could be a sign that the dinosaur legacy media going extinct. Well, it's their time now getting mocked right up to their faces. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel. What a joy it is to have you here with us. And as you will find out in this video, Based is the pace car of the culture today. Yes, Culture Casino making a new phrase that we simply cannot forget. And it seems to be the case that the Hollywood elites and the actors, actresses, influencers, all of them want to race to the middle as fast as they can. But is it too late? Will audiences accept them as great? We'll tell you what's really going on with a good old-fashioned roasting of CNN. All right, folks, first of all, we're talking about what happened to poor old CNN. And what happened to him? Well, let's begin to unravel it. Here we go, folks. A journey into the suffering that is happening from the dinosaur media. Let me tell you, if you have a guest come on and their entire job is to mock you as you fail, that is like serving up a meatloaf and having your besties come over and all they do is laugh at the furnishings in the home. What a horrible thing to do, but well, earned apparently by the slime buys. It's our new name. It means drive-bys. CNN's viewership skewered by comedian Whitney Cummings during live New Year's broadcast. This is, of course, by Fox News because, well, you know they're loving it. Gabriel Hayes, the author. Cummings also blasted the entertainment industry for lecturing Americans on climate change and how to vote. Now, folks, we're here to tell you there's more to this story than just a comedian going on and being, you know, what a comedian is and perhaps burning a few bridges. There's way more to this story, but I'll read the first part of it. Stand-up comedian Whitney Cummings mocked CNN's low ratings during the channel's special live coverage of New Year's Eve. While appearing on CNN's long-running New Year's Eve Live with Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen on Tuesday night, Cummings joked about the cable news channel having a sparse audience. I'm now playing 3,000-person shows, which is about the viewership of CNN these days, the comic said during the program. Now, before we go any further, we're going to play the clip. I'm going to show you what she said, how she said it. But before we do, folks, panel, can anyone tell me, what is this actress, this comedian, where does she come from? What's her claim to fame? Anybody know?
The Comedy Central roasts is where she cut her teeth. But, and this was almost enough to make me forgive her for this, but not quite. She's the creator of Two Broke Girls.
Okay. And would you say that Two Broke Girls is a ultra red conservative show?
No.
Well, I guess why I'm asking then is this might have seemed out of character for someone from the Hollywood intelligentsia and elite, right?
Yeah, I have theories about this. I'll get into it later when we open it up.
That's why it's a bigger story, folks. But guess what? We have it, and it is courtesy of Derek Evans. We're going to play the clip for you. Of course, this actually went on quite a while. The mocking was unstopping. But here is the clip. We'll show it to you 50 seconds. Here we go.
2024 election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright.
Oh.
Are we still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
Look at Anderson Cooper.
He's so pissed.
Presidential candidate. Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer or Moderna, whichever one's. Oh, God. Andy just gave me a very scary look.
I think Anderson Cooper behind that umbrella, he's doing like Michael Scott whispering to Toby and saying, I will kill you. I will kill you.
That umbrella, that clear umbrella is fogging up with all the heat radiating off Anderson Cooper's head right now.
I love going around the country because you see that Americans really are more reasonable than they would be portrayed. They're pretty great. And I'm playing bigger and bigger venues now. I thought being a mom would mean that less people would want to come see me. I'm now playing, like 3,000 seat theater, which is about the viewership of CNN these days.
Well,
Not this show, though.
Nice.
All eyes are on this show.
Wow, you're all fired.
Andy and I had a tour. We did like 3,000 theater. Yeah.
Ouch. I mean, ouch. That is cruel. So
Whitney Cummings is. Whitney Cummings is shooting her shot right now. She is getting in front of as large of an audience as possible and getting into that she's trying to get into that she's based area of comedy.
Okay, wait a minute. Here's the bigger story, folks. Is it now cool to be conservative? Is it now all the buzz to be based? Is that where this is going now, where actors and comedians are going to be like, oh, I was totally unwoke before unwoke was a thing. Look, here I am on CNN dissing them hard.
Yes.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, Whitney Cummings' career has not exactly been, a lot of people are just like, I don't know who this lady is. She used to be everywhere. So she was on all the Comedy Central roasts, and that's kind of where she got her, claim to fame. And then she had her own sitcom, which was called The Whitney Show. That fizzled out after, I think, a season or two. Two Broke Girls was a success, but she wasn't actually on it. She was just the creator of it. The fact that was a success should tell you everything you need to know about this country. But anyway, I think that what happened here is she was like, okay, I see which way the wind is blowing. So time to get out there and make everyone think that these are my politics. This is what I think. Time to start giving it to the left because that's what sells right now. That's how I make a sound that's different in the homogenous world of Hollywood, quote unquote, comedy right now. When even Bill Burr is a woke comedian, it's time for Whitney Cummings to go the entirely opposite direction and start leading that over there. I think it's a little disingenuous because I believe she, I remember she was on the Trump roast and she had a lot of like wokey anti-Trump kind of jokes on that, but more power to her if that's the route she wants to go.
Well, I think a lot of celebrities may try that, and that's the bigger story. That's the broader implication we need to look at has the culture shifted such that celebrities are now trying to get on the good ship, not lefty? And perhaps woke is so broke that now they're jumping ship to go anywhere else they can. The reason she can go on CNN and make these kinds of jokes is because, further down in the Fox News article, in the 2 weeks following Trump's win, CNN saw double-digit percentage drops across the board in key metrics, shedding 33% of total viewers compared to 2024 averages, losing 39% in the demo and 36% of its already small audience during prime time. During the first week of December, CNN's primetime lineup of Anderson Cooper 360, The Source with Caitlin Collins, and CNN News Night with Abby Phillip averaged only 367,000 total viewers from 8 o'clock all the way until 11 o'clock. That is, that's not good. And that is not sustainable because if you think about it, folks, we talk about this from time to time, in the demo, D-E-M-O. What is a demo? Well, it's the people who are going to buy stuff. It tends to be that maybe 10 to 20% of your total viewership is coming out of the quote-unquote demo. That's the group of people who are going to buy the stuff that's playing on the advertising. That would put that number at 30 to 50,000 in the demo watching. And that doesn't sustain the cost for commercials. And then you have to start firing your anchors and your stars pretty darn fast. Anderson Cooper might be the only one left after this is all over. Culture, your name is Culture, and I'm glad you're feeling better. So I go to you, I defer to you to tell me what's happening in the culture. Will Hollywood celebrities start to jump ship?
I think we've already seen it. I mean, obviously Whitney was putting it on display there. And, despite, the couple of seasons she had as her own sitcom and obviously the idea behind the Two Broke Girls and everything else, she's always been somewhat funny and she's always pressed the edge of whatever made whoever she was around uncomfortable. And she did a very good job with CNN, but she's not the only one. We're starting to see more and more people push back. It's not just Whitney Cummings. You're starting to see that happen in anywhere but late night television, which you've done some brilliant videos on over the course of the last week. But when you take a look at this, these are not going to be the only celebrities doing this. The people that want to remain relevant in Hollywood and in the future and at least be in the public zeitgeist are going to be trying to look like they've turned the corner and have gone back to the what do you call it? The sensible center?
The sensible center where money can be made.
That's true. And when you break down the demographics, you know, the 25 to 54, 24 to 50, whatever it is, for whatever reason, it escapes me at the moment. But the people in there up until their mid to late 50s are the ones spending money. And now you don't have as many young people spending money. So there's even a tighter demo than what's even being, you know, thought of as the traditional demographic that you're aiming for these advertising dollars. And so you're going to have to appeal to people my age and younger down into their mid 30s. That's basically how much this dried up, 34 to 50, 54 probably. And I think that that's the only way to appeal to that group and to make yourself marketable is to change tax. You have to. And I think this is evidence of it. I think we're going to see more and more evidence of it. And you know, the fact that SNL brought back Shane Gillis. I mean, you're starting to see even these, you know, the super left side of the equation, like, have to bring in people from the middle, or, you know, at least somewhat right, in order to like maintain or attain viewership. This is just the beginning, I think. And I think that what did Jonah say when we first started the subject, that this is definitely the direction we're headed? I agree. I think you're going to see that based is the direction everybody's going to want to go, and uses their pace car to get through probably the next 8 to 12 years. Because if we've always called it, and Pro, correct me if I'm wrong, but the pendulum, when it swings back just as hard as it went the other way. So
right. If I can point this out, I'm not talking about Whitney Cummings' looks when I say this, but I would describe her comedy as mid. To the point where she got a sitcom under her own name. And it's one of those sitcoms where if you remove the laugh track, you understand how not that funny it is. She's also on CNN Live at this point. So 10 p.m. Eastern time right there. So she's not going to go hard in the paint. So she can't go crass. For her to get on this stage and get as many eyeballs as possible, she goes on CNN and decides to make a scene by telling a bunch of jokes that she knows will make CNN uncomfortable, that would make Anderson Cooper uncomfortable. All Andy Cohen's going to do is laugh at whatever's there. It's just the tonality of that laugh, right? Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Laugh on his face right there. This is someone who is not going to make headlines for the actual cleverness of the joke. So she's using whatever. It's a shrewd move. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult someone's talent level here, but she is not going to be doing a comedy special like a Dave Chappelle and making waves that way. She's not going to be doing a Bill Burr thing. This is the best route forward for someone like Whitney Cummings, is to try to get in on some of that anti-woke money. And you know, I respect the game there.
She is perfect on roast. She's perfect as a dais member on a roast, because you know she's
someone is going to be there after to actually keep your attention.
Yeah, well, she's pretty, she's funny, she's crass. She's really good at taking a joke. Like, people make jokes about her all the time on the roast, like calling her like promiscuous in less, you know, Jonas friendly ways. You know, she laughs at all the jokes. She thinks they're hysterical. So I always liked her on the roast. Yeah.
It seems to me like what she is doing, and I'm looking at 2024, looking at the number one, or at least close to number one box office movie of 2024 was Deadpool Wolverine, and Ryan Reynolds did this exact thing in that movie to Marvel and Disney. He roasted the very property that he was on. And that's exactly what she's doing here with CNN. And that is what is popular now. And self-deprecation or self-deprecating humor or any of that kind of stuff, when the property like CNN or Marvel or Disney allows themselves to be dumped on, I think that is relatable in general to people. Also, I don't see that she's doing anything all that different than what Johnny Carson used to do or Jay Leno used to do on late night, when they would poke fun at both sides of the aisle or anything like that. You know, the fact of the matter is, CNN is going down, and if they can poke fun at themselves, they can humanize their channel and perhaps attract more viewers.
Wait a minute. Let me do a defense here. We're being so harsh on. She had the guts to go on CNN and do a takedown of the network to their face. And she has also given us the catchphrase. I mean, folks, let's recognize that without Whitney, we would not have culture saying, based is the pace car of culture today. That's going on a t-shirt. We're saying that from now on. Based is the pace car of culture today. I got to give her some credit for doing what she did. I do want to come back to the demo issue, though, because the demo issue really matters here. Remember how we were talking about the viewership of CNN, how they're down to 300,000, but the demo, which is 25 to 55, is something like 30,000 to 50,000 during that same time span? Well, the reason for that is because the average person, the average age of a person watching CNN is way above that demo. Well, where did the young people go? The young people, the demo people, they went to the new media. They left the networks. They're on streaming now. So and guess what Whitney's going to do? She's going to springboard off CNN and she's going to go to her YouTube channel, or she's going to go back on Joe Rogan. She's going to use that. She's going to jump off the corpse of the legacy media into the streaming stratosphere. That's what I think. I'll just put that out there. You tell me where I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely making a name for herself right now because of what she espouses here. I think if she, it goes along with the media narrative on all of those issues, she doesn't obviously end up in this kind of viral format in which we're covering here on today's show. So it's definitely cutting across the culture there, which is interesting, and to go along with culture's a beautifully presented point about based being the pace car. It's interesting. I saw this story, and it's fascinating. Apparently, there's this artist from Australia. I don't know if any of you know this story, but I guess a record company dropped her, and her manager dropped her because of the lyrics featured in her video. That being our music video or song, that being I Am May with Carmageddon. Now, previously on her YouTube channel, she maybe got a couple thousand views for some other songs, but this song in particular has almost 400,000 views, and that's super interesting. If you examine those lyrics, they're definitely taboo in media circles, that's for sure, but she is obviously making a name for herself independently because of what she was espousing in that song. So it just kind of goes to show you that if you are more in tune with the actual culture rather than the media narrative, you can definitely make a name for yourself, which I believe Whitney Cummings is attempting to do here.
Erica, are you ready for the I guess the wave of celebrities coming on over to the middle and saying, "Oh, I never really liked that woke thing in the first place"?
I can't get into that. I don't trust them. They've really burned their bridge with their audience, with everyone. So everyone just sees them as a bunch of posers at this point. And people are just going to stick to the new media. That's what they're hooked on. That's, I think, where the future is evolving into. And we have such a distrust in anyone that is part of that, what used to be mainstream. I personally want nothing to do with any of them at all, even down to entertainment. I'm just like, I think a lot of people are just done. They're over it. I know I'm one of those people.
So you think they're not redeemable then? Because that's what they're attempting to do. They're attempting to get out of the hyper-partisanship. And folks, we're not telling you that celebrities and the mainstream, that they're going to try to get over into the conservative area. If you've heard us say that, we were being facetious. We're saying they're trying to drift into the middle. Erica, I think you're saying that nobody's going to trust them even if they try.
Yeah, because they just see it as just they're acting. They're lying. And there's no authenticity. And it's just, I don't know. We've gotten really apathetic in a way. We're just numb to everything. These last 4 years have been brutal with the media. And
are you suggesting that are you suggesting they gaslit us?
I found.
Oh, you think they gaslit us and they hoaxed us to the end of times? I can't believe it. And folks, we have come to the end yet again. Another video of excellence in the can. What a joy it has been to share time with you. We hope you enjoyed it as well. If so, consider clicking that like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. And as always, drop a comment down below. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. Join a community dialogue today just on down below. Folks, we are going to say farewell for now, but we will see you back for is more, and that's how many videos we put out every single day here on the Pro Channel. Hope you enjoy them all. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.